Experts predict a 4% increase in retail sales this year, year over year. However, virtually none of that is expected to come from in-store sales. In-store sales are expected to be flat. E-commerce sales are expected to be up 10 to 12% from this time last year. So stick around until the end and I'll give you 5 very specific strategies that are going to help you to max out your e-commerce sales in Q4 2023. $1.5 trillion. That's what experts from Deloitte are predicting for retail sales in November and December of 2023. Consider the fact that total retail sales for the year are supposed to be just over $5 trillion. That means that November and December of 2023 are going to account for a third of the sales for the entire year. Now, this is where this gets even crazier. Experts predict a 4% increase in retail sales this year, year over year. However, virtually none of that is expected to come from in-store sales. In-store sales are expected to be flat. E-commerce sales are expected to be up 10 to 12% from this time last year, accounting for virtually all of the retail growth expected this year. That makes e-commerce even more important than it was for you last year. Now, we threw out the T word, T as in trillions. Let's be honest, you need some trillions, I need some trillions. So my job is to make sure that as many of those trillions of dollars in sales go to you and not your competitors, because quite honestly, they're going to go to someone. And here's the good news. As an 8-figure e-commerce agency, we're going to give you our specific Q4 playbook. Like, actually, no smoke and mirrors. I'm just going to hand it to you. So stick around until the end and I'll give you 5 very specific strategies that are going to help you to max out your e-commerce sales in Q4 2023. Now, before we start out, I personally think that during the holidays, it's really important to treat yourself. We buy a lot of gifts. We spend a lot of time taking care of other people. And I think that we've got to take care of ourselves. So I'm going to suggest that you treat yourself and hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so we can continue to help you make a lot of money. Before we get into these 5 strategies, we're going to talk about 2 principles that we're going to keep in mind for every single strategy. Number 1, every event or holiday during Q4 is relevant to your products. Every event, every holiday during Q4 is relevant to your products. Why? Simply because there are more online shoppers. The moment that somebody commits to buying online, the higher the chance is or are, chances are that they're going to buy other items they weren't necessarily going online to shop for. A great example is Halloween. Every single Halloween, we sell more shampoo. Why? Because we sell more everything. We sell more dog collars. We see more higher sales in phone cases. There are just more people shopping online. And when there are more people shopping, you're going to sell more of everything. So as we go through different dates and different holidays during Q4, I want you to consider them relevant regardless of what you're selling. Number 2, as we consider specific strategies for Q4 selling, we're going to keep in mind the enthusiasm for the various holidays, or in other words, the holiday spirit. I don't care if you sell eggnog or condoms. During Q4, those are Christmas condoms. People get emotional about the holidays, they feel nostalgic, and we're going to play into them. We're going to use imagery, we're going to use text that plays into the holidays, regardless of what type of brand we have, regardless of the category we sell in, or regardless of the types of products that we sell. So we're going to go through these 5 key strategies and we're going to keep both those things in mind. Every date is relevant to you, and we're going to play into the enthusiasm for the various holidays that occur during Q4. Now for the good stuff. Strategy number 1, we are going to create a holiday calendar. I know. You were looking for something black hat, something super exciting, but trust me on this one. This is probably the most important strategy in all of Q4. We have worked with hundreds of brands at this point, and I will tell you right now, if it is not placed on a calendar, very strategically with all of the key events and milestones that you need to hit, it will not happen. I promise you that. Maybe you'll hit some of these. There is no way you're going to hit all of them unless you create a calendar with all of the key holidays, all of the key events, and then all of the key tasks that you're going to have to accomplish. To make it easy on you, I'm going to give you most of these key dates. You can think a little bit further into this. You can include ones that I'm not placing here, but I'm going to give them to you right now. And this is going to allow you to reverse plan from these holidays and events during Q4 and place the specific tasks that you're going to have to accomplish in order to execute these strategies. Here are the dates. Number 1, prime big deal dates, 10 to 11 October. This is a big one. It'll probably be bigger than Black Friday for you if you do it right. Number 2, Halloween, 31 October. Number 3, November 1st. We always mark this because it's the beginning of holiday prep. That means purchasing of clothing, food, travel items, etc. This is where holiday shopping really starts to spike. Black Friday, 24 November, Small Business Saturday, 25 November, Cyber Monday, 27 November, Hanukkah runs a week, but it starts December 7th this year. Green Monday, that is December 10th. That's a big one. That's where people start to panic. They realize they only have about 10 shopping days left, and Christmas shopping begins to spike. And then last but not least, another really big one, the last weekend for e-commerce delivery for the most part. And that's going to be 16 and 17 December. So again, when you place these dates on your calendar, it's going to allow you to reverse plan. But I want you to keep in mind that the holiday is not always the most important date. An example is Halloween, where nobody's shopping on Halloween day necessarily. You're going to want to back up and look at the spike in as about a week, ending about a week out, starting about 3 weeks out from Halloween and ending a week or 5 days prior to Halloween. And that is strategy number 1. Strategy number 2, make sure that you have, especially on Amazon, that you have a merchant offer on every listing. So if you focus to FBA, like most sellers do, make sure you maintain that FBA listing, try to get in plenty of inventory, try not to stock out, but you're also going to want to have a merchant offer on every single ASIN. Here's why. During the holidays, just like the rest of the year, Amazon tends to transship between warehouses. They keep optimal inventory levels, and it's usually transparent for the most part to the seller. Well, like everything else during the holidays, it gets very congested. So even though you might be fully stocked, there are places in the country that are going to stock out, even though you see that you have inventory, and shoppers in, say, Des Moines are not necessarily going to see that inventory in Miami. So they might get a little message when they in the buy box that this item is expected to deliver, X number of days from now, or a month from now, a date that's a month from now. That happens. It happens very regularly. And so that shopper is not going to purchase if they don't think they're going to get an item in time for that key event. So if you have a merchant offer, I promise you, trust me on this one, you're going to see a spike in merchant sales even when you have available inventory, because we don't see those inefficiencies in various fulfillment DCs around the country. Have a merchant offer for everything if you can. Number 3, we want to use those holiday themes, that holiday spirit that I mentioned before earlier in that guiding principle, to hack our click-through rate. Now, I've done whole videos on click-through rate. I've talked about how raising your click-through rate from 2% to 3%, which doesn't seem like a lot, can actually lift your sales by 50%. If you can move it from 2% to 4%, you've doubled your business. Click-through rate is absolutely everything. It's done through the main image on a search page. And during the holidays, we want to take advantage of that holiday spirit or that holiday enthusiasm by theming our main images. So an example would be, prior to Halloween, we're going to do something with pumpkin or a ghost or a witch's hat or something like that. For Christmas, it's going to be a Santa hat or a bow or a ribbon. Come up with a mechanism for doing that that's repeatable. In other words, figure out the place on your main image that you can just Photoshop something in, something simple, and change it out every holiday or in between the holidays. If you can figure this out during Q4, it works year round as kind of a bonus. You can, let's say you put a little witch's hat on your product for Halloween, and then it's a Santa hat for Christmas. It can be a heart for Valentine's Day, bunny ears for Easter, or something else for Mother's Day, I love you, Mom, or something like that. Take advantage of the shopper sentiment and seasonal enthusiasm. Change out your main image. Trust me on this one, it will change your sales for the better. Strategy number 4, coupon absolutely everything. Make sure during key shopping holidays that you don't have a single product without a coupon. Now, this is not just about offering a discount to the customer. That is important. It's compelling to customers, but it's much more than that. We've done videos on this as well. Coupons increase click-through rate. That's the rate at which customers will search for a product and click into your listing. If they click through at a rate of 2%, we of course want to increase that to 3%. Coupons help to increase click-through rate. Once a customer is inside your listing, you have a conversion rate, the rate at which they pull the trigger and buy your product. Coupons also happen to increase your conversion rate. So adding a coupon gives a customer a discount, generally making it more compelling. It increases your click-through rate from the search page. It increases your conversion rate from inside of the detail page. It is a no-brainer. Whatever you have to do, if you are low margin, I don't care if you have to raise the price of your product $3 just to put a $2 coupon on it. Coupon absolutely everything. Strategy number 5, have an email marketing rhythm to tie the other strategies together or synchronize them or harmonize them, if you will. Now, if you don't have an email marketing program, I will argue that there's a good chance you may not have a real brand. Email marketing is still one of the most important, one of the most efficient, one of the highest converting marketing methods out there. In this case, we're going to have a system. We're going to create it or turn it into a system around every key shopping holiday. The idea behind this is really built around the fact, and you've probably heard this 1,000 times, it takes on average, according to experts, 8 touches to convince a customer to buy from you. In other words, we're gradually moving a customer from peripheral thought or inactive thought to front of mind thought or active thought through to action or the sale. The more touches in the right way, the more likely you are to get a sale. So if we have a holiday promotion or a coupon or an event, something like that, we don't want to just blast out, here's a coupon or here's a promo code. We want to make sure that we're guiding the customer through the process. Here's an example of an email rhythm. Email number 1, a coming soon, or a keep an eye out for, or we have a surprise for you. Some kind of a reveal or a sneak peek, all right? That is going to be a psychological heads up that something is coming. If it doesn't sound compelling, by the time your sale comes out, we've already started to kind of prick the emotions of our customer. That's what this one is about. Email number 2, we're going to kind of skip ahead here to here's the sale. But you may have a couple of a subsequence to your reveal, but at some point, you're going to get to the point where you offer the sale. You offer the promotion. We're going to use holiday language, whatever is the viral language of the time. We're going to use that in our subject line, and we're going to offer a sale or a coupon or a discount, some kind of a price cut, whatever. Once we do that, we're not going to leave it there. We're also going to have at least one last chance email. Sale is ending in X. Time is running out. Something like that to remind the customer, if they haven't purchased yet, they've got a limited amount of time. Sometimes customers need to be persuaded. Sometimes they were going to buy and they got distracted. Sometimes that little bit of urgency is enough to push them over the edge. Email number 4 is going to be some kind of transition or transitory forward-looking email. You missed the sale, but don't worry. We've got a special surprise for you. Name the next holiday event. All right. Now it's just another customer touch preceding into your next holiday sale. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. The important thing here is that you have a system. You have a system that you can place in Halloween and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Green Monday or whatever. Have a system, have a sequence, that you can implement over and over and over again without really thinking too much about it. Having systems makes it easy. Making it easy increases your chances of actually doing it. So there you have it. Those are the 5 specific strategies that we use to maximize holiday selling for Q4 every year. I hope it is worthwhile for you. Again, treat yourself for the holidays by hitting the like button, subscribing so we can continue to help you make more money, and we'll see you in the next one.